Hey y'all, welcome to my YouTube channel. I am so happy you guys are here. Thank you so much for watching my videos. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. My name is Lawanda. I'm the owner of ENL Nail Supply here in Lansing, Michigan. It is our very first and only nail supply store, so you know we was excited when this dropped. I also own my own brand. So here I have some monomer and I also have acrylics and I also have gel polishes and gels and top coats, and just check out my website. I'll post it below. Make sure y'all check it out. Also, with this video or these videos that you're going to be watching on my channel, these are going to be videos showing you my techniques on how I do nails. They are my techniques. I know everyone has so many other different type of techniques. That's what I love about this industry, is that we're all so different. We all have so much to offer. So I am offering you a look at what I do when I'm doing nails, and that way you can develop your skills and you can learn your way and you can develop your own techniques on how to do nails and just get out here and make that money. We are here to help each other. We want to make sure that we help grow. It's a very discouraging type of industry, but you got to understand we all started somewhere. We all started the way you feel and just worked hard and practiced and practiced and practiced. I really want to make sure that you guys get everything that you guys need out of this video. So please make sure that you like, subscribe, and comment. Make sure you comment. I love feedback, whether it's good or bad. Just make sure we keep it professional, keep it cute, keep it nice, because we are grown, and you know we're supposed to come together as a community and help each other grow. So I don't mind that. Just make sure to be respectful. Also, make sure you guys subscribe. I am a small business. I'm trying to start this channel. I want to really make sure I hone in on this. I really love teaching, and this is how I learned, so I want to give back and teach the same way. So make sure that you guys, again, subscribe. And also, I do have a deal going on my monomer and acrylic. It's a package deal, and it's only $44.99. My monomer does not include MMA at all, because you know we don't play around with that MMA. You will learn that about that in my videos. I'm going to go in detail. I'm going to show you videos and pictures. We gonna learn some stuff here. So make sure you guys like and subscribe. Again, I'm going to keep saying that because I just want to make sure that we spread this knowledge around for everybody, so that way we all can be uplifted and, like I said, get out here and make that money, right? All right, thank you guys so much for watching. Hey y'all, so today we're going to be doing a fill on my sister's nails. As you can see, they are fully intact. All we have to do is just do a simple fill and a nail design, and I'm going to show you how to do that. We're going to work with what we have and probably just change some of the glitter that we have. She's going on vacation and we're time constricted, so we're going to work on her beautiful fingers. Cute. All right, first we're going to remove the top coat and also file down the bulk of the nail. I want to file most of the glitter down. I want to file down some of this white in most of the glitter. So let's go ahead and do that. So for me to file down, if you're going to be a nail tech, you have to be sure that you are not afraid of your nail drill. So when I'm doing a file down service, I'm between 25 and 30 RPM. I'm trying to get through this nail set. So running my drill really slow not only takes up too much time, but it doesn't work that well. It has to be able to spin very fast in order to get through that product quickly and swiftly without it vibrating or scaring the client. So first we're going to turn the finger around. We're going to use our fulcrum finger, which will be either your pinky finger. In my case, it's going to be my ring finger. And I'm going to go this way and go around. This drill bit that I'm using is I believe it's a 2 times coarse drill bit. So you want to make sure that you are really careful around the cuticle area, not putting down too much pressure. But I do go around the cuticle area first, so that way I can spend most of my time working on the middle of the nail. So I'm going to go through. I'm going to do light touches to lift up some of that minor lifting. But a lot of that you're going to take care of with your sanding band. So don't get too much into that. So now I'm using the middle of the drill. So before I was using the very tip to go around the cuticle area. That way I was comfortable or careful. Now I'm going to use the middle of the drill to remove the design and also the bulk of the nail in that apex area that I created when I first did her nails. Mind you, this is a set that's grown out about 5 weeks, I want to say, maybe 4 weeks. And it has a lot of growth. meaning that the apex has moved up the nail, so we have to reposition it. So now I'm going to put a little bit more pressure down. Again, when you're doing nails, it's all about your timing. You don't want to be there forever. Also, being there forever could cause a heat spike. So if you're in that spot a long time, just drilling, eventually it's going to get really, really hot and it's going to burn your client. So you want to lift your bit using the middle part of the drill. Now I'm using dark glitter on top of her nails. Well, not dark, but it's going to be a glitter that's going to cover most of it, so I don't have to take too much down. So again, as you can see, using the middle part, I'm going to speed up just a bit just because, again, we do not want to have our clients in there for too long, and we don't want to sit there for too long. Time is money. Time is money. Always kind of check every time. Just kind of make sure it's not getting too hot. Would you like your nails trimmed down?
Sure.
Just a little bit?
Just a little.
So we're also going to take care of nail trimming at this point too. So how I do that is I hold the nail just like this from side to side, because if you do it like this, it's going to make the finger wobbly and flop around, and it's going to possibly either hurt, but it's definitely going to scare the daylights out of them. So you want to make sure that you hold the finger just like this, and you take the back of the drill and you hit the nail and you put that pressure on it to bring it down. Is that good?
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. Again, we're going to remove a lot of that glitter. We're also going to remove the bulk of the nail above, or where the apex is. I'm keeping my drill flat. I am not going in at any type of angle. I want to make sure that my drilling is consistent. You don't want to end up with a whole bunch of lumps and bumps and everything. It's just going to cause you to take too much time on smoothing the nail out at the end or building up. That's just too much. So I'm going to remove just like that much, maybe just a little bit more, because I'm pretty confident that the glitter that I'm going to use is going to fully cover her nail, the rest of that glitter. So I don't have to spend too much time on it. Again, like I said, your time is your money. So you do not want to spend too much time doing this part of the nails. All right, again, going around the cuticle area, making sure I'm moving their skin back. I'm using my fulcrum finger so that I'm balancing my drill, so I'm not out of control with it. It's going to stay in my control. I'm going to go around the cuticle area really, really carefully. Go around. Then we're going to use the bulk, or not the bulk, the middle of the drill to take down the rest. Now for longer nails, I always grip it at the bottom here, so that way, like I said, it's not vibrating on their fingertip and scaring them. So bulk of the nail here. And as you can see, I'm using the middle of the drill, and I'm using that to debulk the apex area so that I can replace it in the right area. Especially since she got her nails cut down. When you cut down nails, you're always going to have to reposition the apex. Just know that. So that's why it's really important to do the cut down in this stage, so that way you can be able to know how much of the apex that you need to take down. Again, I'm holding the finger just like this while I'm drilling down the nail, cutting it down just a bit for her. Make sure you watch it. I'd rather you drill to not enough than too much, because you can't come back from that. I'll take care of the rest with my file. So again, I'm going to take down some of the nail. Now, if I was removing this whole design, like she wanted to put a different color on top, then we would have removed a lot more. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to take down just enough to make it a little bit more flatter. And again, I'm being consistent with my drilling, making sure that I'm following through. I'm not doing little bits like this, because that creates grooves inside of the foundation. And that's just, Again, time consuming at the end, and then just don't look right. And as you can see, I'm holding my drill like a pen. Like, it should never be an awkward feel when you're holding your drill. Hold it like a pen. Hold it like if you were writing something. Like you was really intense just writing something. Because if you do that, it'll just flow. And you won't feel scared when you're using it. Because do not be afraid of the drill. This is what's going to cut down your time. Using a hand file, I commend anybody that do it. I think it's definitely a good skill that people have. Will it work for me? No, because I'm ready to go, but and I'm just not that skilled at it. So I'm pretty sure if I was skilled at it, it'll probably be shorter, but right now I'm checking to make sure that I'm not going too far down the nail, sizing it up as I go, going around the cuticle area with the tip of the drill, making sure I'm checking my client fingers, using the middle part of the drill, making sure I'm balancing with my fulcrum fingers, and I'm taking down that bulk of the nail. I'm even thinking of leaving the ombre, but I don't know. We're gonna see. Because it's super cute. I might fill in the ombre with our Milky Glow, which is like a glow acrylic. So that way, while she out of town, where you going?
Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico. Oh my gosh, that is so interesting.
I know. I can't wait to just see it.
I know, but detoxing. So my sister is a business owner too. We all business owners in this family. But she's a business owner and she owns many businesses, but her main one is publishing books for people. So if you ever had a story that you just want to get out there and tell, I don't know about you, but I never knew how people publish. And I always felt like you just had to have all this money, you had to be rich in order to publish a book. And that is like farthest from the truth. It really is it's really simple. All it takes is for you to just really tell that really, really good story that you've been trying to get out here. Like, put your heart into it. That is what's going to really sell it. But for you to get it out there, my sister can help you. So what is it?
Author Overnight.
Author Overnight, Facebook and Instagram.
Yes.
Desiree Dela Cruz. Damn, put all your dang government name all of them. All right, so as y'all can see, I am kind of going a little lower. Now, the reason why, now I usually would go faster than this, but we're demonstrating, so I don't want to go too fast. But as you can see, I am, like I said, I want to kind of replace that white with the glow in the dark, maybe a couple iridescent glitter or something. Because, I mean, we don't want the same exact set, but this was too cute, though.
I love it. I got so many compliments.
It was super cute, especially going from what it is. Like, I'm finna show the before, too, like, and how long you did it and stuff. And that's what I'm saying, y'all. So my sister went to one of your local corner shops. I'm pretty sure we all have them, where they don't use the great products, that MMA, and then you go in there with an Instagram picture and they tell you get the F out of here. No, they don't say that. They be like, yeah, I can do it. You sit down and you end up with $25 nails. No, and they're not even $25 no more. That's what's crazy. Because how much did you spend?
It was a good like $50.
It was $50. And when you I'm gonna show the picture. I'm probably gonna put like a pop-up in here real quick. I'm gonna show the picture of what they look like. But don't get me wrong, she wore them for about 2 weeks or whatever. But it was
they were breaking.
awful. They were breaking. She said by a couple days later they were like breaking off. 3 days later. Three.
And this set.
And this set is, I think it's about 5 weeks, I want to say. Got to be at least 5 weeks, if not 4.
You came to the rescue.
I came to the rescue. That is having a quality nail tech along with quality products is what creates longevity of your nails. So I know it, I get it, it's hard out here, but nails is a luxury, y'all. Like, it's not a necessity. You don't have to get your nails done. It's not something like you go to a hospital and they turn you around. They can't turn you around because it's needed. No. So charge your worth. Like, this is a necessity. If we're doing something that's not a necessity, a luxury. If we're doing something that is in a luxury field it's not going to be cheap. That's like getting customized things. It's going to be way more expensive than what you will pay for the regular thing that's not customized. So how could, anyone sit there and tell you that your prices are too high? And I'm going to be honest, I don't care what level you're at, licensed, unlicensed, whatever, nail artists just like to do nail art, whatever your comfortability is. All right, here I'm getting lifting or getting off some lifting. Now, usually I don't encourage anyone to go over to get rid of lifting with this high of a drill bit, but because I am a licensed nail tech and I've been doing this for so long, I know how to use this. I know the right pressure to apply on the nail to make sure that it doesn't hit the nail plate. She has too nice of nails for me to even jack these up. I cannot. So I'm going to go right on top of the lifting, chip off that part that's not attached to the nail, because going right on top of it just kind of breaks away that part that's just no longer attached to the nail anymore. So you shouldn't hit the nail plate, because before you even get there, if you're going light enough, it should just pop right off. And of course, you want to make sure that you check for any burning or anything. You don't want to be in there too much. You want to make sure you're lifting your bit. And as you can see here, we safely got that nail right off the nail plate. All it is remnants. All right. Again, we're going to use the middle of the drill to remove the design. And as you can see, I'm taking my finger and I'm rubbing across the nail plate to be sure that I am not burning her, because heat spike is a explicit word you can't use on YouTube. You know what? I think you can cuss on YouTube. I've watched a lot of videos of them cussing. I mean, I'm not, because I don't want to take the risk. But then I see some content creators that don't. I'm new at this, y'all. So this is my very first real content creating video. My space is all set up and everything. I'm just trying to get serious about spreading what I always like to do anyway. So I'm a nail technician. I've been a nail technician for over 4 years, or about 5 years. Licensed about 3 years licensed. I went to school to get my license. And I own our very first and only nail supply store here in Lansing. So as you can see, we're very busy and in demand. So I figured, since I'm not doing nails anymore, I can really focus on my business. I could just content create and show y'all, give y'all my knowledge. So I'm going to be doing YouTube videos. I'm going to be I offer in-person classes. I also offer virtual classes, one-on-one virtual classes. I know that seemed like, well, that's not going to help. It really, really does, y'all. I'm telling you, I tested it out on how it will look on y'all end and everything. And it's just as crisp as if you guys are watching this YouTube video. The only thing is you get one-on-one with me, meaning that I stop you when you're doing something wrong. I'll show you how, you get one-on-one. So you can stop me whenever. You don't have to pause the video or nothing. We're doing it together. So, but yeah, so then I figured I want to do content creation. So I'm doing that here. So this is my very first video. So I don't mind the comments and everything. If you have any suggestions or anything like that, just keep it cute. Keep it cute. Because I don't argue on social media. I don't argue with strangers. I delete you. I don't mind answering your questions. I don't mind critiques. I don't mind any of that, because that's how we grow. But keep it cute. Don't be mean. Keep it cute. Keep it respectful. But yeah, so again, y'all see here, I'm trying to remove the glitter. I mostly do want to make sure I remove it off of the pink part. But the tip, I'm not too concerned about. You okay? Anything warm? I always check with my client too. That's just a courtesy of letting them know that I am aware that you might be a little uncomfortable with me using this nail drill. So ever so often, I just just let me know if anything's uncomfortable. Let me know if anything's getting a little warm. Because, we be all in our craft. And of course, you know how to watch it. But at the same time, sometimes, it happens. You're going to nick somebody. You're going to accidentally burn somebody. You're going to do that. You're going to do that. It's just, then what are you going to do next time? You learn from it. That's just it. All
I'm
right.
just happy that you asked because they don't often.
I do. I always ask. People used to get mad when I used to do nails. They didn't get mad. They was just like, girl, like, you're okay. I would tell you if it hurts. But I don't know. Some people do sit in that chair and get really, really uncomfortable, and then they wouldn't say
Nothing,
anything.
yeah.
And it's like, I get it. Some people just not that great at confrontation. So I hate when people say, well, why didn't you say something there? It's like, well, people aren't that great at confrontation. And in the same part, I also don't, agree with people going straight to social media and telling them their thoughts instead of letting them know. That's kind of, doesn't, it's not productive. It doesn't help. It is not productive. It doesn't let the nail tech know that, okay, maybe I was a little rough with her or maybe something happened or whatever. But either way, that's why I check in with my clients all the time. And even when people tell me, don't do that, been turned up to 30. Since we're on the thumb, you always want to kind of run your drill a little bit higher. The thumb is more thicker that you have to get through. So once I heard my drill resisting and making that really scratchy sound, I knew that I had to raise my RPM up on my drill. Because for one, that sound is annoying, and for two, it resists too much. So now it's doing more of a butter feel, or it feels like it's like doing what I needed to do. And you want to make sure that you put enough pressure on there. And again, making sure that you are following through. We don't want no nicks and bumps and dents. That throws everything off, especially if you are polishing the nail with polish, because that polish going to show everything. Or you see people like using colored acrylic. I'm a polished person. I like to be challenged. I like to see what I did wrong. Show me. All right, this nail too, I'll probably keep solid. All right, so that is us removing the glitter and filing down for reapplication. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and do this hand, you guys. I just want you to look and watch and see what I do. We're gonna sit and talk. I might cut in some of the conversation depending on how good it get. Because when me and my sister get together, our conversations be none but business and just uplifting. And sometimes y'all might have to hear that. So I'm gonna put on hopefully some good music that's not copyrighted. Hopefully my husband don't play me again. And give y'all something nice to listen to in the meantime. We may just speed it up as well too. I think I might speed it up. Probably put in a little plug. Let y'all see my face a little bit. And we will be back. All right, y'all, we're back. So we finally drilled down what we need to drill down for this nail set. It is nice and ready to go. Now, the next thing we're going to do is work on shaping. I want to get this nail set really, really shaped really good. So that way it can look cute. So first we're going to come in with our nail file. I use 100 grit. You can use a 80 grit. But anything lower than this is just going to make your time go way more faster, way more short or longer than it has to. This is going to speed it up. So I have my 100. So whenever I'm doing a nail or whenever I'm starting to file a nail, I pull the skin of their finger back so that way I'm not hitting it. I put my nail right up against the nail and I fix up the sides. I keep my file straight. I don't want to angle it this way because angling it this way will make your nail tip rounded. And I have not met anybody that told me to round a corners. I don't know who does that nowadays, but was whatever. So then you're going to go underneath the nail, take off that any type of loopage, no, any type of hanging parts or anything. We're going to go on the other side, do the same exact thing. We're going to bring in those sidewalls along with cleaning underneath the nail, make it nice and straight and smooth. At all times, as you can see while I'm filing, I am keeping my nails straight. No matter if I'm going this way, no matter however I'm angling it, it's still straight up and down, however it is. Then we're going to shape up this part. I'm going to take my file. I'm going to lean it towards the client's nail, not towards me, because that's going to round it again. I'm going to angle it up a little bit, and that's how I'm going to fix it to be really nice and straight. All right, then I'm going to take my file. I'm going to go up and down. Again, I'm going really nice straight. I'm not going like this. I'm taking it, I'm going really nice straight. This is what's going to give me my really, really crispy shape that I want. And also allowing me to see it as I go as well. All right. We're going to do a coffin shape on her nails. Coffin looks nice with hers. So we're going to keep that shape. Everybody has their own way of doing certain shapes. My coffin might not be your coffin. My coffin might not be your favorite nail tech's coffin, but it's mine's. And that's the thing I tell people. People will follow you based off of how they like your nails. Everybody like their nails in a different way. Just because you love that nail tech that do that shape and do that foundation, boom, 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 or do that style, doesn't mean there's people that don't love what you do too. So stick true to what you do, perfect it, and let it be your style so that when people see them nails, they can be like, oh, that's so-and-so nails. Oh, that's so-and-so nails. I know them nails. I know that shape. So don't try to be like other people. You take what they're teaching you and you make it your own all the time. Make it your own. You don't want your nails looking like that other person's nail, because then what's going to make people come to you and not them? Or then they're going to always compare you to them. So, no, you want to have your own style, so you can always bring up the fact of, no, this is me. All right. Again, holding the file up. Nice and straight. Keeping my file straight. I'm not rocking it. That is what makes it rounded. I'm clearing up the sides underneath. Always get your undercarriage. No, then I'm going to take the file, go up and down. And me doing this also too, I work on the nail tip when I'm doing this, because of course I can't go on the sidewalls. I work on the tip of the nail to bring it in the way I want it brought in. And the only way for me to do that, my way, is actually to look at the nail and do it this way. Again, you will adapt your own ways of doing it, but if you need help getting you started, these are good tips. Gotta bring this on in a little bit. Still doing good? Cool. Better not tell me if not. Not on my video now. No, nah, for real. Like I said, always ask my clients. So what I'm doing here, as you can see, I am taking my nail file and I'm contouring the nail. So I am recontouring the nail from what it was before. So I'm restructuring it. So I want to make sure that my sides are brought in so that way it's still aligned with her sidewalls. Because as it grow out, it gets wider, especially in this part, because that's where it was at the base of the nail. So as it gets wider, it starts coming out the nail and it just start looking like you need a fill. So again, I go this way. I'm taking my file. I turn her finger around this way. Don't be afraid to move your client's fingers. Thank God my sister had weird, gooey fingers that they just kind of move around.
Thank you.
And it's perfect for nail tech. She got perfect finger for nail tech. She's too relaxed, like really, really relaxed. But there's clients that are very stiff. Even if you have to move their finger, their hand over this way to do that, you have to do what you have to do to get this nail set done. If they're uncomfortable or they don't like certain things, then they shouldn't be getting their nails done. I'm just saying, you have a job to do. They came here, you have a job to do. As long as you're making sure that you're doing that job right, they are in your chair, do your job. Focus on that. Of course, if they're uncomfortable, you try to adjust the best way that you can, but you have to do your job the right way. And then you get through the service. Don't be rude about it. Get through the service. And then after that, if they, you either talk to them then, or if they try to book again, you got to let them know, like, I just don't think this is going to work because I have to do certain things for, during this service, and you're just not comfortable with that. And I can't, I can only adjust so much. All right. Again, hitting the sidewalls. Hitting the sidewalls underneath the nail. Underneath the nail, getting that ledge off. It's a little bit of a ledge. I always tell people, don't think too much into doing nails. Do what you need. Do whatever makes it look right. That's just it. Again, going this way so that way I can shape the tip the way I want it, bring it in the way I want it. As you can see, while I'm doing this part, I'm keeping my nail flat or straight, but I'm also angling it in, because again, anytime you're doing nails or filing it, you always want to kind of angle it in, because you want to bring the nail in all the time. So even doing this, I'm not doing this because then that's going to file the tip and make it round. I'm going in at an angle this way. That way I can get the right shape that I need. Again, going in, filing the sides. Filing the sides. Filing up this way. As you can see, I'm taking my hand, holding my file like this. That way I have a little structure to it. And I'm going up like this. Then I'm going across the whole nail and just smoothing out any lumps or bumps. That way, all I got to do is just apply my new acrylic. And I don't have to really do too much at the end unless I add something on there. Again, going in the side walls, keeping my file straight. 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 I'm just going to address elephant in the room. If y'all hear noise, it's because my kids, my children. No. All right. I'm back. I had to cuss my kids out, y'all. Sorry, I didn't want to put that on the video. But, okay. So, back to the business. Going in, and again, shaping up my nail tip. This is what I use to make sure I bring it in the way I want it brought in. And I'm taking it and contouring the sides, making sure that it's shaped really, really nice. It saves me so much time at the end. So much time at the end with filing, and you know, it goes hand in hand with smooth foundation as well with your acrylic, but you know. Going in again. Just know, y'all, whenever the video cuts out weirdly, that's me yelling at my kids. I'm just giving y'all a visual of what's happening so you can know. Small intermissions, you know. Parents know. All right, so doing the thumb. Another good way to hold a finger, even if I was doing it this way as well, you can hold it like this, overhand hold it. That way you have a really good grip on it, and then you can file it like that. So I never have to do that too much with the fingers, but the thumb I always kind of have to move it or hold it above or overhand it and go in like this. And then filing the surface down. So this is a step that I take. It may be a step that is unnecessary for a lot of people. Again, this is the way I do nails. So I'm only just trying to take it step by step, give you every option to make them nails look really, really nice. And it's a few extra steps. It usually wouldn't take me this long, but you know, and then I also move fast. All right, now you see here, I am measuring the nails side by side, making sure that they are all even, and they are. Look at that. Oh, so pretty. You know what? Another thing is too, looking at it client's view. I usually do this part at the very end, but I'm going to show you how I usually do. So usually you will hold the finger just up like this. You'll hold your file. I don't know if you can see it too much. Probably can't see it too much. So, but this is the way that you will file. You will hold the client's nail like this. Look at their view. And that way it shows you any imperfections that they will see, because trust me, they will see it. They will see it. All right, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and file this hand right here. I'm going to speed up the video. Again, if it's any important stuff I want to put in there, I'm going to go ahead and do that. So go ahead and watch. All right, you guys. So now that we're done with the shaping, look at that. Oh, it's so pretty. Look at that beautiful shape. Like, come on. Come on. A nail set ain't nothing if the shape ain't popping. I'm just saying.
Okay.
So next thing I'm going to go in is I'm going to prep the nails. So I'm going to remove the shine from her natural nails. She has really delicate cuticles, so we don't work too hard into her cuticles. Just a simple sanding band nail prep works for her. As you can see, it works for her really, really good. That's what we did last time. But you are going to have some clients that are going to need that additional cuticle work where you're going to need nail prep. And I do have a video on that coming soon as well, how to actually prep a nail for acrylics, because there are going to be people that have really thick like cuticles or whatever like that that causes lifting, and you want to make sure you do deep prep for that. I do deep prep for every client, but I know this client, this is my sister, I know how her nails work. I don't have to do that. And for the video and for the longevity of the video, or to make it not as long, we're gonna go ahead and skip that part and just get straight to the removing the shine from the natural nail, which works. Like I said, really, really works. So we're gonna take a 180 sanding band, and then we're going to we're going to turn our nail file or e-file on 3, no more than 4. You probably want to do maybe a 4 or 5 on the thumb, but anything else you don't want to turn up too high, or you will burn the nail plate. You will shave off layers of the nail plate and cause their nails to be brittle and also cause lifting. So as you can see, I'm getting right on in there. I'm keeping my drill flat. I'm not going in at an angle. That's how you cause rings of fire. So we're gonna go in like that. All right. Gonna go around the cuticle really nice and gentle. It's a sanding band. It should not hurt them, but definitely you don't want to make sure that you want to make sure you're not going inside of there. So now, as you can see, I'm gonna take care of some of this lifting here. I'm going right on top of it. I am angling it just a bit, just so I can cut right into that nail, or that nail that's lifted off of the nail plate. So it's not onto the nail plate, it's right onto the lifted part. All right. And again, I'm going to smooth out the rest of the nail. Going to move over to the other nail. I'm going to make sure I pull her sidewalls back. I'm going to go underneath the cuticle up to it. Get all that dead skin. Right now, I have my drill turned up to a 4. Only so I can make sure I can take care of some lifting. It is still safe for the nail plate, so don't worry cutting up to 4. It's not a big deal. But if you're new to your nail drill, you definitely want to make sure that you don't have it too high. Sanding bands is the main cause of burning. That when you go to shops and they're using this brown sanding band, people get scared when I used to pull this out. They're like, oh no. And I'm like, I promise, I'm not them. I'm going to take care of you.
Because I remember sometimes being like, snatching my handbag, like, I'm
scared. Okay, it's like I don't know how else to tell you. Like, come on. All right, got a little bit of lifting to get off right here. So usually I'll try to turn my drill up. You just kind of work it the way you need to. Turn my drill up just a little bit, just to get that lifting off. I gotta be a little bit more aggressive with it. And sometimes if you can't get it all off with your sanding band, you can either use a carbide bit, or you should be able to get it off with the sanding band, especially if you don't have that much lifting, which, as a nail tech, as a new nail tech, you're going to have lifting. Don't beat yourself up about it. Removing it properly, making sure that you protect the nail is going to be the most important step. And then after that is making sure you don't do it again. All right. What time is it, Desiree?
12:52.
Okay.
What makes lifting?
It could be many causes that causes lifting. Sometimes people can have, well, you know what? Let's start off with the nail tech first, because I always think when you're a new nail tech, it's going to always be your error. So causes lifting would be not prepping the nail right, making sure that you're not getting all that dead skin from around the cuticle area, because you got to understand acrylic doesn't sit on skin, dead or alive. It's going to eventually lift, if not the same day, within a day or 2 or anything like that. So making sure that you prep the nail properly, dehydrate it properly, and properly prime it is going to avoid the lifting. It's going to help avoid the lifting. Another thing is then we get to the client. Sometimes we have clients that have, like, you know, that little soft, moist skin, kind of like yours, actually, like really, really soft skin that, you know, because our natural oils rises up to the surface of the nail. That's why we dehydrate it, because we need to make sure that we strip that nail of oils and make sure it's completely dry before we lay that product on. But some people just have those natural oils on their nail plate. And they just really, really moist, and then they wash dishes and all the time and things like that, so water can lift up nails and everything like that. But you know, but then it goes back to the nail tech of making sure that, you know, when your client do come back and they have lifting, you're like, man, I'm doing everything I do with everybody else. Then that means you have to do something different with that client. That's why it's important to have a. That's why it's important for clients not to chair hop, and that's why it's important for you know, nail techs to get to know their clients and how their nails work. Then you know, okay, with this client, I have to double prime, or with this client, I have to use some stronger primer. Maybe I have to use acid primer for this client, which is very rare to have to use, but sometimes people need to have the acid primer. So it's many things that, you know, not many, but it's many things that can cause lifting, but it can be fixed, you know, it really, really can. Like I said, having a good skilled nail technician or someone that does nails, you know, someone that's really skilled at their profession and very knowledgeable, and also paired with some great products.
Yeah,
Is gonna.
I used to have really bad look. I mean, I couldn't make it 2 weeks.
Yeah, I remember when we first started doing nails, right?
You did something. Now I can go a month.
Yeah.
So it definitely does, I think, go with the.
It goes hand in hand. I always tell nail techs, and I always tell my clients, this is a team effort. When I'm doing your nails, I'm going to do everything that in my profession, in my power, and in my knowledge to make sure that your nails are on correctly, make sure I prime it. I'm doing everything that I can. Once you leave my chair, that's when the teamwork really starts. I need to make sure that you are wearing, especially if you're a lifter, make sure you're wearing gloves when you're washing dishes. You have to. If you want to get these cute nails, you want them to last long, just like with clothes, if it gives you the instructions on how to wash your clothes, you're going to wash it right, because that shirt costs $50. Your nails cost $50 to $100. So what you're going to do to make sure that they last, you're going to wear gloves when you're washing dishes. You're going to make sure that you're not opening up pop cans. You're going to make sure that you're being really, you know, gentle when you're putting on your clothes. Like they're not real. They're not real.
Yeah. I had to learn that.
They're not real. You'll be mad at them. I was just trying to put my shoe on. It just popped off. With your nail? Because if you weren't putting it on with your nail would have popped off. No. But then again, too, with the clients, I was there before, too. If you're nail tech and you're doing everything, you know you're at home, you know you're using gloves, and you know that, you know you're not opening up pop cans, and you're being as gentle as you can, and your nails are steady popping off, then you need to get you a new nail tech. Go ahead. I don't care how cheap it is. You get what you pay for.
That's true.
You get what you pay for. And this is not a necessity. This is a luxury. It costs a lot of money. You know, our products cost a lot of money. So people are out here charging, you know, and then also they're trying to make a living. Like if you want that person to be on demand and, you know, be ready when you're available, get your nails done every 2 weeks, you gotta make sure you're paying them right so they can be on demand and be available every 2 weeks to do your nails.
That part.
Paying them right, making sure you're paying the price that they charge. We gotta live out here.
It is not cheap.
All right, y'all. So we kind of dove into that a little bit. I'm going to explain a little bit on this finger. So again, I'm taking off some lifting. There's not a lot of lifting, but like I said, for demonstration purposes, this is going a little bit slower. This is something I probably would have took care of with my carbide bit. It's not much. It really is just a little bit. But again, you definitely want to but even though it's just a little bit and it's not much, it's really important to take care of make sure you get up all that lifting, because if you don't, there could be water trapped underneath there that you just don't know, or from you doing, or they washing their hands or anything like that. And then you're going to sandwich it in with more acrylic, which is going to trap the water or moisture, and then the heat, which is going to cause mold to grow on the finger. So you really, really have to be careful with that. And if it was anything bacterial, then it's going to cause that greenie to happen. I mean, bacteria is going to grow anyway with the moisture and the heat, but just make sure you get up all the lifting. That's just it. Which I don't see that being a problem so much with nail techs. A lot of nail techs do get up the lifting. And then if lifting is too bad too, then just remove the whole nail. You know, I get it. It sucks, time consuming, didn't plan on doing it. But I'd rather remove the whole nail than have you come back a week later for me to fix your already grown out nail and you got like a brand new set.
Mm-hmm.
Or what people like to do most of the time, go to social media and say, my nail popped off a week later. Let me stop. I got a vendetta with people going to social
They would do it versus just saying it.
media. They would. It's like, what they're doing. But then again, it's just changes that got to happen within everybody because, you know, some people can't talk to nail techs. Like some people don't like taking accountability. If I'm a nail tech, when I used to be a nail tech, people used to get mad. Everything was my fault. Like until I was more knowledgeable, until I went to school and found out why things happened the way they did, it was my fault. I just did it. It was my fault, meaning that I'm a new nail tech. I don't know if until I get educated to really, really know what's going on, I can't tell you what I think. I can give you my educated opinion because I didn't have one.
So that's why you promote going to school, huh?
I do promote going to school. I do. Eventually, if this is something you want to do as a profession, I definitely want to promote you going to school. But I also want to make sure that, you know this is something that you want to do. So, you know, starting off by working on close friends and family. I mean, in some states, I'm just going to be honest. Some states that's possible. Some states it's not. So definitely check with your states. I'm not encouraging people to work on the public doing nails. So let me get that disclaimer in there right there. Check with your local state and city ordinances. I don't want to, or laws, but I do encourage going to school. If there's something you really want to do, you make a career out of it, then what do you do when you want to make a career out of it? You solidify it. And solidifying it is going to school. Like I said, you can't tell somebody something is wrong and they can just always throw in your face, well, how do you know you didn't go to school? You're not licensed. Like, I would never give anybody that opportunity. If this is something I want, when I found out when I was doing nails at home without a license, I'm going to put that out there because, I mean, too late now. But without a license, you know, it was nerve wracking, you know, like to know if I was doing everything right or anything like that. And then once I knew that, okay, this is something I really want to do, I want to learn more about it. I want to make sure that when I'm telling people this stuff, it's not me hearing it from 25 different YouTubers, all different things that is reason why it's happening. Why is it really happening or what's going on? I was able to go to school and learn so much more, which gave me the passion of wanting to go to school.
Yeah.
Or want to not go to school, gave me the passion to want to teach too, you know?
That's amazing.
Yeah.
No, I know. I got a degree in it.
Yes, I can actually bring that up when people be like, you know. But like I said, I am all for it. I was at home, so I don't discourage my store, Nail Supply, Lansing, Michigan. No, my store is open to the public because I want to make sure that people, when I was doing nails and I was out there seeking so much knowledge and trying to figure out what, and I had the questions and I didn't know who to ask because everybody's giving me 25 different questions, and I want to be that place where people can come and ask those questions. They can come in and can buy professional products if they're going to be doing nails at home. I mean, whether on themselves or family members. Let me put it out there. All right. So now we are done with prepping the nail. Now we are going to completely take off all the dust on the nails. Remove all the dust. I'm going to have my sister clap her hands up a little bit just to make sure. Cool. All right, y'all. Give me 1 second and I'll be right back, and then we'll start with putting on the acrylic. All right, y'all. So we are back. As you can tell, my voice is probably a little different because I had to take out my voice recorder to plug in my charger. So I'd rather get the video than the voice stuff. I can do a voiceover if it's too bad. If not, I hope y'all can hear me. All right, so we are set up and ready to do our acrylic application. We have some beautiful glitters here. We're going to do pink, green, and iridescent along with some silver foil. We're going to take our dehydrator and we're going to dehydrate the nail plate. We're going to make sure that we do not get, or try not to get it onto the skin. But, you know, we're human. So our pH Plus is a dehydrator and a pH balance as well. So it dehydrates nails, strips the nails from its oils, natural oils, but it doesn't strip it so much where it causes nail damage or for it to be brittle or anything like that. So it dehydrates the nails while still keeping the pH balance leveled. So I always recommend using this to dry out the nail plate. Now again, for her, because like I said, my sister is super, I was gonna say moist, super, don't cut that out. Super oily. How about that? Super oily. So her natural oils come to the nail plate very quickly. So what I do for her is I double dehydrate for her. So I double dehydrate just to be safe. And I kind of do this with everybody, don't get me wrong, but just to be safe, we double dehydrate. And I'm also going to double prime as well. I'm going to prime her nails. I'm going to allow them to dry for about 20 seconds. And then as I apply her acrylic, we are going to apply another layer of the primer. So here's our pH Plus here. Boom. Our dehydrator. Then we're going to use my primer. Don't mind the display thing. This is for my store as a display. I had to grab it up. So this is my nail primer here. So we are going to apply a small amount to the natural nail, being sure not to touch the cuticle or the skin. We just want it on the nail plate. One dip in my bottle does 2 nails, so that should be more than enough. Dip it in there. Apply it to the nail plate. You only need it onto the natural nail. We just need the acrylic to adhere to the natural nail. It will already adhere to the acrylic nail, so you do not need to prime the whole nail. You will waste primer. You can. I mean, it ain't gonna hurt, but it's no point. It really truly isn't. Our pH Plus and nail primer paired together helps create long-lasting nails. Get our bundle today. Listed below. All right. So now her nails are about to dry. All right, so now that the primer has dried onto the nails, I am going to apply another layer of primer, E&L primer. Another layer, because again, like I said, she is super oily. We want to make sure that she gets the really, really good adhesion. This was an ombre glitter. I'm going to do it again as an ombre glitter. So I'm going to take some of my clear acrylic. Gonna take some of my clear acrylic. Gonna dip it into the green here because I want to put a little bit of green. Gonna lay it onto the nail right at the very tip of the nail. Gonna wipe my brush off. Gonna take my brush and I'm gonna kind of like ombre it down here. Cute. Let's get a couple of my silver pieces here. Place them anywhere I want. This is foil pieces, so it molds right into the nail. Now you want to make sure also that you are keeping the shape of your nail, so you're being sure that you are bringing in those sides. See how I'm patting in those sides using the belly of my brush? All right, I'm gonna kind of let that polymerize a little bit so that way when I put my cover color over, I'm not wiping off the glitter. So this one right here was just a straight pink nail. Because Natural Beauty is just so pretty, I always like to add a solid Natural Beauty nail in the mix. Because why not? Gonna lay that there. We already applied our second primer. I'm gonna lay the bead down, push it up to the cuticle area. Then I'm gonna swipe down. Excuse me, y'all, while working this new brush. This isn't my original. All right. Oh. So as y'all can see, you're going to make mistakes. Like I said, I'm breaking in this new brush. So it is like a little bit different for me. The bristles, it's not cooperating. Ah, and there we go. Period. So if at first you don't succeed, dust your brush off and try it again.
Make that your anthem.
Okay. YouTube gonna be like, and cut off. Like I told you. No. So again, just laying down the acrylic. I'm gonna go in more detail on the other one. I did kind of panic a little bit because this brush wasn't cooperating. See, look at that. My brushes. All right. Let me add another bead right in that area to make sure I got a really nice strong apex, and also making sure that my cuticle area is nice and flush and smooth. There we go. All right, going back to this. We are going to apply our ombre bead up this nail. I'm going to take a nice, decent bead, because when I encapsulate, I don't go all the way to the cuticle. I allow my ombre color to be the bulk of the apex and things like that. I just allow my clear to encapsulate the glitter. As you can see, that's where I will add my clear into. I'm not gonna lie, this brush is getting on my nerves.
Where's your other one? You left it?
I left it at the store. So that's why you have to make sure that you give yourself, when you buy a new brush, I mean, definitely, I know sometimes when you buy a new brush, you gotta get straight to work. But you need to make sure that when you get a new brush, you really clean it very good. And you also do your bead ratios to be sure that that your brush is ready to work. All right, so there, like I said, I just encapsulated just that part of the nail. That way it covers my glitter. And again, I'm gonna be sure to bring in my sides to be sure that I keep the shape of my nail. All right, maybe bring your nail out this way. I'm gonna move up. That way it's a little closer. All right. Ooh, that green is so cute. It's like watermelon. All right. This was her ombre nail. I think with this one, I think I'm gonna go ahead and put an iridescent on top of it. So we're going to keep the white background and put the iridescent on top of it. So as you can see, I took my clear acrylic, dipped into my glitter, placed it onto the nail. I'm going to clean it up just a little bit on the sides because I want to keep the bulk of that acrylic onto that tip. And then I'm going to take my brush and I'm going to lightly brush back. Again, I'm going to take this moment while it's still polymerizing to make sure I fix my shape. You don't want to apply too much glitter to the nail because then it's going to add height to it. It's going to add thickness to it. And then you're going to end up with a thick mama nail.
You don't want that.
All right, then I'm going to apply, now that I got my glitter down, I didn't want it to touch my, where I'm going to prime at. Then we're going to add, sorry, y'all know how it is when you're doing nails. You gotta be focused. I'm gonna have to get used to doing videos and not just tearing through. All right, then I'm gonna lay my bead right at the cuticle area. I'm gonna push it right to the cuticle. Then I'm gonna take my bead, I'm gonna swipe down. Then I'm gonna go over to the cuticle, tuck it, swipe. Tuck and swipe. Then I'm gonna be sure that I bring my ombre down the nail how far I want to. Now, if I wanted to add another bead, make sure this light is good. All right. So if I want to add my ombre to go down a little bit more, I'll just add another bead there and bring it down. I don't. If anything, I want more, a little bit more glitter on the tip. So I'm going to dip my brush in my clear, dip it in the glitter. I'm going to add a little bit more glitter to the tip of the nail just to kind of make it pop out a little bit more. Then I'm going to go back and I'm going to blend it back. Make sure that I keep the shape. Let that polymize so that way I can go over it with my clear. This one right here. This is an ombre nail as well. Let me go ahead and I am going to mix the glitters. So I'm gonna take some of my clear, tap in some of my green. That's actually too much because like I said, we don't want too much. My brush just picked up a little bit more powder than I wanted. This is a good amount. Grab onto some of that glitter because we mostly just want the glitter down. We don't, the acrylic is used to help spread it. I think I'm gonna do like a two-tone glitter. Again, pick up a little bit of my glitter or my clear. Put some of this pink in there. All right. Take some of my foil. Place some foil right here on the end part of this glitter. Foil just don't like to play right. But what it don't know is I got time. Oh, that's cute. Just glistening good. No. All right. And now we're going to go back to this nail so that way we can encapsulate it just very lightly, not too much. I just want to make sure I, cover that ombre design so that way that doesn't get filed off. But I don't need to add too much more on here before it becomes too thick. So make sure that your bead is watery enough, not watery, or the consistency is a little bit more wetter so that way you can be able to move it down the nail without wiping off the amount of acrylic that you wanted. So I have the right amount of acrylic that I wanted. I don't have to wipe anything off. I'm dragging and patting it down the nail, being sure to bring in my sides, patting down below, swiping up to make sure I keep my shape. Again, I'm gonna go over on the sides, over on the side, and then there's my nail. All right. All right. Let's go ahead and fill this one in. We're going to take our pink. Now, I don't want to ombre too much up the nail, so I'm going to make sure that I keep it where I want it at. So I'm going to lay the bead down. I'm going to drop it. I'm going to lift my brush up just a bit. I'm going to go over, push it into the cuticle area. Then I'm going to swipe down. Same thing. Going to go over here. Uh-oh, let me wipe off my brush because I did grab some liquid to make sure I can move it. Then I'm going to swipe down. I'm going to use the brush, swipe down. Swipe, Once the bead starts to harden, be sure that you are using the body of your brush in a little bit of pressure to push it down to where you want it to go. If you don't do that, then it's going to polymerize and dry up really fast, and then you're not going to be able to work the bead anymore. So it is about speed. All right, to encapsulate, we're going to drop that bead. I'm going to take the tip of my brush, spread that acrylic from side to side to make sure it's even. I'm going to also blend it into the back because, again, I'm not adding any beads or any clear to the back. Then I'm going to take the body of my brush. I'm going to continue to wipe my brush off because wiping my brush on my paper towel allows for me, when I touch the bead again, it's going to dry it up. Then I'm going to dry, so it's basically drying your brush off. But not too much. Just want to tap the paper towel because you still want to have a little bit of moisture in your brush, but not too much where it makes it too watery and you can't work it. So as you can see, I'm patting, dragging it, pushing it into the middle of the nail, making sure that my shape is good, patting it and dragging it. And if you do have excess acrylic at the tip of the nail, you're going to take the middle of your brush to the back of the brush. You're going to press up against the nail and push down. And that way you can get that acrylic off. Again, go back in there, fix the shape. Take my brush, swipe up. Boom. This one we're going to just do a solid nail. Like I said, I'm a plain Jane. Thank God my sister is too. Well, we're not plain Janes like that, but you know, with nails. We're not extravagant. Or I'll probably make her not be extravagant. No. So then I'm going to take this. I'm going to fill in the back of the nail. I'm going to push it into the cuticle area with my brush. I'm not wiping my brush yet because I want to use this moisture. Then I'm going to take my brush and I'm going to swipe it down. Again, push it into that cuticle area. Take the body of my brush, swipe it down. Body of my brush, swipe down. Pat and swipe. Pat and swipe. I definitely don't want the thumbnail to be thick. So then I'm going to add a little bit more here, right above where that cuticle or that apex is. I'm going to bring it in the sides, make sure I blend in there. And I'm going to pat and drag. Pat and drag. Look at how that's just dragging to the end of the nail. So typically when you're doing a fill, you really wouldn't have to go all the way down the nail. Only reason why I did is because I drilled down because I wasn't sure what design I want to do, and I want to make sure that the nails were drilled down enough in case I had to do something that I didn't know what to do. So all right, so I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys go ahead and watch what I'm doing, and hopefully you can learn something. And as you can see, look at those beauties. It's gonna look so perfect once we get done filing them. All right, y'all, we are back. We are gonna finish up our we're gonna do our finish filing. So now that we got the foundation laid nice and smooth, as smooth as we can get it, we're not gonna dwell in it. So here I am, gonna go right on in, just like I did when I was shaping the nail. I'm gonna go in to bring in my sidewalls. So I'm gonna go on the side, keep my file nice and straight. I'm gonna go underneath to clean up any acrylic that might have got under it. Make sure the lines with the sidewall. Same thing on this side, cleaning the sides. Making sure the lines with the sidewalls. Keeping my file straight. Remember how I said, no matter how I angle my file, it will continue to be straight. Then I'm gonna take the file, go up and down to fix the crispiness of my shape, because I just love a crispy shape. Then I'm also gonna contour it, just like I did during the shaping process. So I'm gonna take my file, I'm gonna hold the finger to the side, and I'm gonna bring the acrylic to its highest point, which is in the middle of the nail on this side. Same way on this side, I'm gonna take my file, I'm gonna file towards the middle of the nail. What that is that's contouring my nail to make it really come in and match the side walls. And then I'm gonna go right on top. Oh, sorry. Then I'm gonna finish filing the whole nail. I don't get inside the cuticle area of my file like I mentioned before. I utilize my drill a lot, so you won't see me use this file over the cuticle area. Honestly, I'm just not as skilled to do it that way. Anybody that does, I feel like they are the bomb, because I can never. All right. Again, filing the sides, pulling the skin back, holding my file straight, going under, making sure that that is nice and clean. Same thing on this side. Filing to make sure the nail matches the sides, coming straight out the side walls. Then I'm also gonna fix the shape here at the tip by holding my file up and down. Not cocking it towards me, because that's what's gonna round it. I want it to be straight and a little tilted back. That way I can get it as crispy as shape ever. Then I'm gonna take the file, perfect this tip. Contouring it, bringing it in. Let me show y'all the difference of what I mean by contouring. I don't know if you see that. See how the nail look? Now I'm holding nail straight. This part is contoured in, so it's bringing it in. This side looks wider, if it shows. So we're just trying to make sure it looks nice and slim. And hitting the middle. Holding my file like this. Hitting the middle here. And I always make sure I check my nails from side to side, making sure that I am getting everything that I need to get, clean up my side walls and things like that. Again, filing the sides, keeping my file straight, filing underneath to get any type of acrylic that looped over, cleaning that up, making it look really nice. Same thing, make sure when you're filing on the other side, especially with longer nails, you're holding the finger and making sure that when you have a balancing beam for it. So that way it's not going all wobbly like that. You gotta have a grip to it. To the side walls. Cleaning up the undercarriage. Oh, that remind me of that commercial, that cotton nail commercial. Have you seen that cotton nail? Girl, you have. I'm telling you have seen that nasty stuff. Talk about some, do your down there feel, it's just weird. And they had like the spaghetti, then it was like a swamp. The guy from New Orleans, talk about some, girl, you'll see it now. Our phones like bet.
I got you.
I got you. I'll show her. Don't worry. Don't explain no further. You'll see it. It's a cotton nail commercial.
They be going too far with their marketing.
A little
A lot of
bit.
people.
I was like, I'm not trying to be mean, but it's a point, honey. Like, I gotta close my eyes. I can't eat during that commercial. It's just nasty. I'm like, swampy. Who down there feels swampy?
Right.
Some ain't, but that's different.
Come on, Cotton Nail. Just say, do
you need this?
The soft tissue or something.
All right, perfect wipe every time. Gets it all done. Like, come on. It don't even take all that. But anyway, back to it. Sidewalls. Once we get to the other hand, I'm just going to kind of breeze on through it. We're going to do like a fast loop. I just want to make sure that I'm reiterating that we are taking our file. You want to make sure you're holding your file right. Holding it like this and filing, there's no grip to it. You have to hold it literally kind of like in the middle or towards the end. It's all about the grip. Your shape is always going to come by how you hold your file and your tools. Anything that you do is always going to be the way that you hold it and use it. Sometimes you can follow step by step, but it could be the way you're holding it. It could be the way you tapping your brush against the dapping dish if you're not getting enough liquid out, or it's so many things. New nail techs, if you're getting direction from people, you have to be open to suggestion and learning from them too. Everybody have different ways, and you're going to find your way. But right now is a time to learn, absorb, and listen. Because I ran into nail techs I've tried to teach, and they like, well, why are you here? If you're going to question everything, like, I'm doing it like that, I'm doing it. I'll be like, if you're doing it, we wouldn't, your nail would look like mine. No. And it doesn't. And I get it, it's frustrating, especially because, when you're doing nails, it look like it, especially from like them 20-second videos. You'd be like, I'm doing exactly that. Why isn't mine turning out? But there is a method to the madness. The thumbnails, you definitely want to make sure you always bringing that in, because don't nobody want no wide looking thumbs, especially as a female. Oh, you big thumb. No. Again, contouring it, going above. Not really working on the cuticle area till I get done. I just love the nice shape nail. It's just so nice.
It is so nice.
Hey, I was about to turn the camera. Like, this is how you do it, and boom, right to you. So then you always want to make sure that you are filing. So let me try to bring it up some. So we're here doing the nails, and you want to make sure that you are taking the nail, make sure you're looking at it, taking a finger, and if you need to, filing it, getting off, getting them sidewalls taken care of. Make sure you're bringing it in, making sure it's really nice and coming out and doing what it's supposed to do. Then you also want to use this part to check and make sure that the shape is really crisp. I always recommend putting your finger right below it, so that way you have a stopping point. And then you're going to keep your file straight and cocked inward. This helps you see the client's view, because like I said, they will see what you don't see. And some people will say something right then and there, and some people won't. So, all right, we back. Sorry, I had a phone call. Forgot to put my phone do not disturb. We're going to get this together. Y'all got to work with me. Y'all got any suggestions what I should do? Like, let me know what I need to do to make my channel better or my videos better. Give me suggestions. Help me out. Help y'all out. Help me out. No. So again, I'm going to go ahead and speed this video up just so we can save time on the, so we're not just babbling and everything like that. So hope you enjoy. All right, y'all, so now we are going to get into finish filing. I am using my sanding band. I have it on an 8 because this is acrylic. We're not on the natural nails. I'm going to be careful around her cuticle area. But this is how I finish filing, to seal it all in and get it all good to go. So first, I'm going to take the drill bit. I'm going to go around the cuticle area really, really nice and gentle like. It doesn't hurt her, right? Perfect. Now I'm going to go around. You ensure my drill bit is flat to the surface here. Did you need to answer that?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's asking. Then I'm looking at my nail from all different angles, making sure that it is done right. Again, going around the cuticle area. I am on the number 8. Some people might want to go a little faster. That's cool. But for demonstration purposes, we're staying at an 8. So you really want to make sure that you seal in that cuticle area. That is why you don't want too much acrylic at the cuticle area, because it needs to be able to seal in and flow right into that cuticle area. So that way, I'm so tired of saying cuticle area, but it's important. But it has to be able to flow right into there, so that way there's no lifting. There's nothing to grip onto or hold up against. And then the gel polish can do its job by just sitting there and sealing it in even more. So if you got like a big hump back there, then yeah, if it's not flush, it's going to attach and catch on to things, hair, all that. So you really want to make sure you watch that. Also, your nail tips should be credit card thin. So in order to achieve that look, you want to file at the surface, but then you also want to file underneath the nail as well. That way you're not filing too much off at the surface. And then we're going to go around again. We're using the drill bit, going around the cuticle area. Filing the whole nail. Filing underneath. Now I'm filing underneath this for sure because I got some acrylic under here, so made it look nice and thick. I've been saying weird stuff this whole time. I think
you're using the word really good.
I am good. Okay.
I'm learning. I'm like, oh, didn't know that was that.
Good. All right, again, around the cuticle area. Make sure you're moving that skin back. Make sure you're not cutting your client. Make sure you ask them, are they good? You good, Desiree?
Yeah.
Perfect. I mean, you got to blow their face up, but I think every step I should, check in with them and see where their comfort level is. And if they don't really like it, going across the nail, going underneath the nail. Ooh, already looking nice and pretty, like, and neat. I just love nice, neat nails. Like I said, I'm not that much into design, so you're not going to learn the nail art and stuff. That's another YouTuber. But me, I'm definitely going to make sure that you do some really nice, neat nails. All right, now. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and do this hand, and I'm going to go ahead and speed it up so that way we can save time on this video. If you have any questions, answer or ask below, and remember, keep it cute. All right.
Cute.
Gotta remind them. All right, y'all. Get this. Get this nice nail set. Let's see if we can zoom in. Nice cuticle area. Nice foundation to the nail. Really, really nice and good. Now we're just ready for top coat. Fucking weird. All right.